Coming up to the front of the base, we have our disconnectable external TC and custom gate. So at the gate there's windows for visibility. And once you're in the compound, you can see the wide gaps which give you 360-degree coverage of the whole compound. And above each external gate, there's turrets that give you more coverage and security in your compound. The main entrance is 2 armored double doors, making door raids really expensive right off the bat. Our tier 2 are research table and 2 bedrooms. It's your battery and your repair bench. Going up to the shooting floor, there's a small safe area that's completely sealed in before you go to the main shooting floor. Shooting floor, there's a variety of peaks, wide gaps. There's also roof retake peaks right here. Going up to the roof of the base, there is plenty of peaks along with 2 turrets so you can guard your minicopter and stop grubs from getting up onto your base. Again, lots of angles to peek through. Going back down, we're now going through the chute where the bunker is. We have our tier 3 and the main core. 6 furnaces in the core and a lot of storage. You won't run out of storage in this base, especially as a solo or duo. Sealing the bunker is pretty easy. All you need to do is get a triangle frame like this and then a triangle roof. Lining it up can be hard sometimes, so try to stand where I stand right now. All you need to do is upgrade that and your base is sealed. Any raiders coming from above will be greeted by just a solid roof. All you need to do to unseal it is spawn on your bag and break the twig. When looking for a spot to build, it's important that the ground's relatively flat and there's not too many obstructions in the general area so you can put down your compound. To start, you want to place 2 triangle foundations as low to the ground as possible. These are going to be lowered from the rest and is where your furnaces are going to be. And then to the right of one of the triangles, you want to add a square and a triangle like this. Upgrade those to stone. And then surround that with walls and add a door facing the triangles. Go ahead and upgrade this all to stone. And slap a door down. Now you want to place a half wall in a triangle frame like this. Then go ahead and break the half wall. You can then put your TC down and make sure you do this before you place your TC because you won't be able to do it after. Now you can go ahead and fill up your starter with all of the deployables you need for early games, such as bags, boxes, and maybe a furnace. I'm just going to go with 3 bags and a box because that's what I normally do playing with the trio. Since at this point there's only 1 door on the base to all of your loot and your TC, it's important to expand as quick as possible, especially on White Day with tons of grubs around. You're going to place squares around each side of these 2 triangles, just like this. Place a half wall in the middle. Fill in this gap with a triangle, and this is the layout of your core. You're going to place walls as I do here, leaving this triangle open with a doorway right here. This eventually is going to be where your bunker is, so you want to make sure not to add another door there unless you want to have to soft side it out later. Place a double door frame here with a double door facing out towards that single door. That creates an airlock. It's not 100% safe because you can get boosted through it, but it will keep people out for the time being if you happen to die. Next, we're going to upgrade that wooden door to a metal door and put a shelf right here. Make sure not to add a door frame there. We're going to add door frames to these 2 sockets as well. Then you can go ahead and fill up these lowered foundations with furnaces. What I normally do at the beginning of White before I have all 6 furnaces is just place a twig triangle like this just so you can move around your base easier. Again, once you have the materials, you can go ahead and craft 3 more furnaces and fill this up. Next, we're going to build our first loot room. You want to line up this large box with the lines in the stone like this. Place your barbecue facing this way. And even though barbecues don't serve a purpose as of storing loot, they're still nice to have so you can cook your food. Again, another box lined up with the foundation. And place your small boxes like this. And fit one more underneath the barbecue. Now for the second half of your loot room, you want to place your large boxes pushed all the way back against this wall. I'm not going to put a barbecue because I only feel I need one in my base. And another large box. The small boxes, you want to place them sideways like this, just to make it easier to access those back boxes. Now the reason we build the loot room so weird like this is so you can access everything with the window frame that will eventually be placed in front of it. You can destroy that for now. I'd recommend upgrading this frame to metal just to make the placement of these boxes easier, but you don't have to. You're just going to build a spiral loot room like this, and it might take a few tries to get the hang of it. Obviously, you won't be able to place a door there, so if you want to place a door, just make sure you place it before you put these boxes down. Now we're going to head outside and build a shelf into that loot room. And you can place it through the wall. You can see it's right here. You can upgrade that to stone or wood. Then get 2 more boxes. Place them like this. Now for our workbench and research table, you can put them however you'd like in this airlock room. I like to put the workbench right here, it fits really nicely. You can also put a large box underneath the research table, just be careful because this can be reached from the outside. Even with the airlock open, people can still reach the box from the outside, so don't put anything too important in there. This also goes along with the research table above it. Honeycombing this base is super easy, there's no way to mess it up. It's literally just triangles around the whole thing like this. Obviously, I'm building in metal, but if you only have stone, that will work fine now because you can just always upgrade it later. Now for these walls in the middle of the honeycomb, you can just leave them stone just because they don't actually increase the raid cost and they just stop splash damage. Now for our bunker, you're going to place 2 walls like this and then a half-height triangle like this. You can go ahead and add your double door frame and double door. No one can get in from the top because of the way double doors work unless you put a garage door. And to get out of the chute, you can either put a furnace like this if you don't have the ladder BP yet, but if you do have the ladder BP, I recommend just using that. Now for building your jump up, you want to place a square with a roof like this. And I like to add a wall on this side just to stop anyone from trying to hide under there. And then optionally, if the terrain needs it, you can put a triangle like this. Make sure if you're building this permanently, you have it in the same spot as me. First thing you want to do when building the second floor is to basically surround the stuff you have in stone with walls like this. Put your door on, and add a wall hard side facing the door like this, and another double door frame with a door. I'm going to pick this door up for the time being just so we can access this top floor. And then you're going to go ahead and cover up the roof. We can go ahead and build our entrance for our roof. Again, we're going to honeycomb the second floor, and it's really simple besides just making sure you have a double door frame in front of your main entrance. Once that's all done, put your door on, and your second floor is done. I like to destroy this door here just because it's a pain to have to run through 3 double doors. We're going to go ahead and fill basically the entire floor with door frames, so if you want to have more doors, you can go ahead and add them. Building the externals for the space is pretty easy. You want to start with a square, like this, and then 3 half-range of triangles going out. Make sure you build this off of one of these white tiles that I put on the diagram. Go ahead and break everything back to the base. And then going back with squares towards the base, go ahead and place your last triangle like this. Try to have it on the same level as the base, but if the terrain doesn't let you, it's fine. I'm going to place a square, 4 triangles like this, square, and another triangle. Upgrade all of these triangles to stone. And place frames like this. These will eventually be our wide gaps. This twig isn't necessary anymore. And you can build out like this 4 triangles. Build a square out, 2 triangles out like this, and break everything up to this triangle. And then place a square, half wall here and upgrade it, break that, and 2 more triangles. This might seem a little bit confusing, but this is just for our external gate, and if you have a different design, you're welcome to use that. Then place your windows in your back wall. Now we're going to get on top of our gate and build half walls around like this, with floors above that. This is going to be our turret pods for inside the compound. Sometimes this jump might be big, so just place a twig triangle like that. Do the same thing on the other side if you need. Build in your deployables. Now we can build the disconnectable TC. I'm going to place 4 triangles like this, a square, and then another triangle. As you can see, my triangle isn't able to be placed on the same level, which isn't a problem. Place your triangle like this, 2 half walls, a wall, and a triangle. And go ahead and place your TC. And put your window on. Now because this isn't level, we're going to have to go up here and build another half height floor above like this. Now we can go and attach it to the rest of the base. And upgrade it all to stone. And break all this twig, and all of this is connected to the TC. Now to unseal it, you just need to place a twig floor like this in a roof. It will change the stability and destroy those triangles. Now all you need to do is repeat the same thing on the other side. Once you get that done, your base should look something like this. Now for the compound, we're going to place walls off of each of the external gates, almost parallel to them like this. Same thing on the other side. And then for the next two, you're going to place them slightly inwards like this. And the next two even more in, just a little bit more. That last wall should fit almost perfectly in the middle. I would highly recommend testing this on a build server beforehand just to make sure you can do it correctly. Once it's done, it will be pretty perfect like this. To stop grubs from building into your compound, I like to grab some electrical deployables and put them on all of the build sockets. The siren light's always a good idea, but if you have the DLC, I prefer to use the industrial wall light because they're cheaper and they're just as difficult to break. You can see I'm just placing them on every spot where someone could possibly build a floor. Now our final step to making our compound grub proof is to place down our barricades, but to do that you're gonna have to pick up these lights. Place triangles like that. You go ahead and place your barricades slightly hanging off over onto those triangles. Break the triangles, and your compound is fairly grub proof now. Remember to place back those lights if you picked them up earlier, and repeat the same thing on the other side. We're going to start by building up another story with these double door frames to build the wide gaps up. Do the same thing on the other side. Then we're going to head over to this side of the base over here that doesn't have anything on it. And we're going to go ahead and place two foundations like this. Then you want to place double door frames like this. Go ahead and upgrade them. And you want to place a twig floor on both of them like that. Now we're going to go around to this side of the base and we're going to do the same thing. Because of that roof, it should still be the same, it just might look a little weird. Back up on the base, you can see it should look something like this, identical on both sides. You want to place floor frames like this, and then floors going out like this. Half walls and another floor right here and right here. Surround this part with windows. Now we're going to go ahead and place ramps like this, and then another one facing down right here. Grade that to stone and that to sheet metal. And the reason this is upgraded to sheet metal is because you can actually shoot through the middle of these completely. There's no damage penalty, and they're really nice peaks. You can see there's lots of little angles you can tag people from. Do the same thing on the other side once again. Now for the wide gaps, we're going to go over here and place two squares and two triangles attached to the base, and then two triangles attached to the wide gaps. You're going to place 4 triangles on the outside of the wide gaps just like this, and you can upgrade everything to stone. You can add windows and doors. You want to place a door right here, and then another door, this time attached to this side. Then you want to put your door frames right here, and then 2 more right here. That done, you're going to once again do the same thing on the other side, and then you can start filling in all of the doors and windows with embrasures. That done, you can't slide through here because of that door frame, and you can't get through without a boost on the top or bottom. You want to build this little diamond shape right here. Might seem in a weird spot, but it'll all make sense later. And then 2 frames right here and here. Again, mirror this on this side of the base. That done, you're going to place doorways right here, and windows right here and here with the ceiling. One other thing I forgot to mention is make sure you add doors into the doorways and embrasures on the windows if you'd like. This is going to be our entrance to the top of the roof. Place the garage door and a ladder hatch. If you don't like the ladder hatch, you can use a jump up, but I prefer the ladder hatch. Now the 4 gaps that are now kind of in the internal part of our shooting floor, we're going to add double doors. Now you can go ahead and build the ceiling. Now we're going to go ahead and basically just fill up the rest of the roof, copying the floors below it. Now with that done, we're going to go ahead and build our turret pods. Up here you just want to place 2 triangle roofs facing in. The placement might be a little weird. Put your turret right in the middle. Now we're going to start on the roof peaks. Start with 2 triangles on this corner like this. A square right here and right here. Then moving on to the wide gap side, just 4 triangles like this. Now you can mirror both of those sides to the other sides because they are identical. Now with that done, you might have noticed there's a few gaps around the corners right here, and I like to fill them by using concrete barricades just because of the way the stability works. You can't reliably place roofs, so I just put concrete barricades right here. A little weird to place, but once you get them down, it gives you a lot more coverage and security on your roof. The last time we touched the core was back when we had a tier 1 and it was towards the beginning of the wipe, so at this point you probably have a lot more materials, more loot, and you want to have your core upgraded, so go ahead and do this early if you have the resources. I'm going to start off by filling the whole core with garage doors. Right here it's not going to place as I said earlier, so you're going to have to pick up a few boxes, put your door down, and place them back. Now we're going to start upgrading the core. I upgrade almost the whole core to armored, so just follow as I do here. Might have to pick up this box here to get this back wall. These walls here can just be sheet metal because they work as functional honeycomb once you put the window on. I still like to upgrade that top to armored just for extra security. And once you upgrade that window, it acts as honeycomb. Same thing works with the TC, it acts as functional honeycomb, but make sure not to upgrade that window until you place the boxes down or you won't be able to place them later. Then you want to do this spiral pattern with the boxes in this square. You're going to have to upgrade that to sheet metal. And then you want to place a square right here and a triangle through the wall right there, and that will allow you to place a triangle right here. Now the reason I put a triangle here and not a full floor is because the way placement works in line of sight, if your TC ever gets broken, you'll be able to replace it with a triangle there, and if there's a square there, you won't be able to replace it. You can go ahead and get your boxes and place them down right here. With all your boxes placed, you can go ahead and upgrade that to sheet metal. When you log off, you want to put those to windows, and you can upgrade all this to sheet metal. Now you can really put the tier 3 on either side you'd like. I prefer to have it on this side right here, because the locker seems to fit perfectly in this spot right here. You can then place 2 bags down right here, and a small box underneath the tier 3. Now if you want a 3rd or 4th bag in the core, you're going to have to pick up some furnaces and place a twig floor and put it on there because there isn't any more space in the core. Now right here, we're going to go around to the opposite side of the bunker and place a twig through the wall as I do right here. So you can see it's right on this side of the bunker, and that will allow you to place this frame here and seal the actual bunker. Moving on to the 2nd floor, I'm going to go ahead and sheet metal this whole floor up. Same thing with the ceilings. I also like to upgrade this ceiling to sheet metal just to increase the raid cost a little bit more. The 2nd floor is much more customizable than the 1st, but I would always recommend having 2 armored doors right here just to make sure the raid cost is as high as possible. I'm then going to fill in every socket with garage doors. At this point, I'm just going to add some bedrooms here. If you really need more storage, you can go ahead and turn either one of these bedrooms into loot rooms. And be careful with this side of the bunker. If you put a locker here, when you seal and break the bunker, it will actually despawn the loot and break any deployable you put there. It seems to not happen with beds, but just be careful and make sure you test it in a build server before going into a main server. Put your repair bench, research table, really whatever you'd like. I prefer to have the research table right here, and I always put my tier 2 right here if I ever need to tech tree something. Depot box under there. And some more boxes for some extra loot. Put your battery right here. And going up to the roof, we can start working on the electricity system. I'm going to place 2 frames up like this. And then place triangles right here and put your windmill down. Now, I didn't realize this, but I built right over a zip line which completely blocked my building. So keep that in mind when you're choosing a build spot. Just be careful of that. Finally, you can also put your turrets in the turret pods. And 1 windmill will be plenty of power for 4 turrets and basically any other electronics you need in your base. And with that, the base is finished. I really hope you guys enjoyed and you found this helpful, and I will see you guys in the next video.